It was not planned. I actually was staring at spring training starting. I was already in Florida working in the statistics department for New York. Had no idea what I was going to do. Had family telling me, this might be time to reanalyze your career path. You might want to look at doing something different because I didn't have a job. I had been with the Frisco Rough Riders the previous year, and they had downsized their staff due to budget cuts. So my number two position with them got eliminated. And I really did, I was on my toes trying to think, where do I go from here? What do I do? But the answer was never, it's time to get out of this industry. And that was such a tooth and nail fight with some of my family that, just trust me on this. We've gotten through it this far. We'll see where it goes. And very last minute, Salem had made a hire and then 3 weeks later had a flip. So this brand new hire went to another team and the spot was suddenly open. And I knew, it'd be like gangbusters because as soon as anybody else heard about it, there was going to be a rush to get to this job. I made phone calls as fast as my fingers could move and just said, look, I know where you're at. I know who you belong to. I grew up a fan of your parent club my entire life. I know where they're at right now in the system. There's nothing much for me to study. I'm in Florida. I can start doing spring training content for you guys if you want. And it just really came together after that. And it's funny because Susie had even reached out to me when I posted, the whole free agent status that we hate posting and saying, I wish you the best of luck. And then that flip happened about 48 hours later. But it was a great fit. That family was so supportive of me and really believed in the work that I could do. I wasn't hired because I was a female. I was hired because I was the best. And then it just so happened, having Susie join me on these, 20, 30 games, that precedent of having all females in the booth had never happened before, which was something I didn't even, it didn't occur to me. There's a lot of firsts that are under my name. And it doesn't occur to me until somebody reminds me or asks me about it. Just because for me, it's waking up and doing my job. I don't walk around in public like, oh, I'm a female going to the grocery store. Like I'm a female doing this. Like, no, you live and you do your thing. So it was a riot. And I'll never forget the first game we had together was on the road in Potomac. And I don't know if you've seen that stadium, but it's very small. The press box is all one row. So you hear the visiting broadcaster, the home broadcaster, the PA announcer. We're all side by side in this itty bitty booth. And we walked out, and I've always wanted it to be about the guys. And so they're all ribbing me to death because we had all these different media outlets there. MASN had flown down from Boston to cover it. And, they're all asking us about stuff. And I knew Potomac's manager for a while too, Trip Keister. And he was so great because he and Corey Wimberly had come together. They saved the lineup cards from that day. They had the team signed baseballs. And it's definitely like one of the weirdest days, especially in a minor league system, to have as a broadcaster, where for the most part, we fly under the radar, we get the work done and restart. But it was a viral moment that just kind of set up even more after that. It's like the dominoes keep falling.